Obviously, there was a big day in the news yesterday as bombs were sent, mostly pipe bombs, to CNN's building, the Obamas, the Clintons. You had it sent to Attorney General Holder, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and today, apparently, a suspicious device was sent to former Vice President Joe Biden's home. So we are seeing a continuation today. FBI, Homeland Security, other law enforcement are trying to find who's behind this, or if it's a coordinated campaign of more than one person. And of course, the President of the United States responded by making himself the victim, even though every one of these devices was sent to people that he has personally gone after. So I'm going to show you the clip of President Trump speaking last night, because I've pretty much found it shameful. I don't do as much Trump coverage as most people do. I try to cover other things. However, I think what he is doing is very, very dangerous. And I think he is subtly giving a little wink to his supporters to continue to be violent and to continue to go after the media. Now, I don't support corporate media. I think they're part of the problem. However, we could disagree with how corporate media covers things without endorsing violence or threats against corporate outlets. I don't endorse violence or threats towards corporate outlets, and neither should any of you watching. So the president was in Wisconsin last night. And he was responding to this. So let me play a clip from that so you see just how President Trump responded. Oh, you know what? Let me wait a minute, actually, because we don't have a ton of viewers yet. So, of course, YouTube, not exactly keen on making sure people know I'm live. So I don't think all the notifications have been sent out yet, of course. But press the share button. Let's get this out to as many people as possible. Let's see if we're live on Facebook. Okay, we're there. Jimmy T, don't buy the bomb scare speculations. U.S. Postal Service Inspector General. All right, Jimmy T. And all right, I think we're good. So last night, President Trump was in Wisconsin, and he started his rally. He's been doing midterm rallies with this. You just have to see it to believe it. Here we go.
No nation can succeed that tolerates violence or the threat of violence as a method of political intimidation, coercion, or control. We all know that. Such conduct must be fiercely opposed and firmly prosecuted. We want all sides to come together in peace and harmony. We can do it. We can do it.
So, we must come together. We must come together. After I literally just spent a week basically providing cover for Saudi Arabia taking a bone saw to a journalist. We must come together after I just stood up and applauded a Republican congressman who beat up and punched a journalist. We must come together after I spent a campaign's worth telling my supporters to punch opponents, political opponents, in the face, and I will pay your legal bills. We must come together when I, Donald Trump, have openly called for the police to not treat him so well. Don't be so kind and cuddly with the black people you arrest. This is astounding. You must come together after I, time and time again, call journalists the enemy of the people. And again, it's hard for me because I don't like defending CNN or corporate media because I am very, very, down to my last cell. My DNA is vehemently against corporate media. That's why we're launching on Sunday, statuscoup.com. Be there, noon Eastern, for our live stream. We'll talk about that in a bit. But you could be against, and I could be against corporate media, while also being vehemently against threats made at these journalists. Okay, journalists in air quotes. Threats made against these people. Just because you're bad at your job, just because you are propaganda agents, just because you are helping to uninform and misinform people, because you play a part in the heated rhetoric that gets thrown around, doesn't mean journalists, or by the way, these former government officials or current officials should feel threatened or have an assassination attempt against them. I hope we could all agree on this. But this man has no shame. He knows he's full of shit. He knows he's full of shit. Oh, there goes my funding. I cursed. There goes my funding for this video. So, reminder, this is a super chat. If you're feeling super, drop a dollar or two. But it's dangerous because by not taking any ownership, by not at least saying, you know what, and I'm sure I have said things that have contributed to this tense, heated, and dangerous time, and I'm going to dial it back. If he doesn't say that, his supporters aren't going to dial it back. They follow him like a herd of sheep. Let's continue.
More broadly, there's much we can do to bring our nation together. For example, those engaged in the political arena must stop treating political opponents as being morally defective. Have to do that. The language of moral condemnation and destructive routine, these are arguments and disagreements that have to stop. No one should carelessly compare political opponents to historical villains, which is done often, it's done all the time. Got to stop. We should not mob people in public spaces or destroy public property. There is one way to settle our disagreements. It's called peacefully at the ballot box. That's what we want. As part of a larger national effort to bridge our divides and bring people together, the media also has a responsibility to set a civil tone and to stop the endless hostility and constant negative and oftentimes false attacks and stories. Have to do it.
First of all, and press the share button. Let's get this out to more people. This is not about the media, okay? As much as I disdain CNN is not responsible for some lunatic or a ring of lunatics sending a pipe bomb into their mailroom. And by the way, if you weren't watching yesterday, my younger brother just started working in that very building that they evacuated yesterday. He's not working at CNN, but he's working at a different company there. So he was evacuated. These are real lives. This is a real pipe bomb. We don't know why none of it went off. Because could they have rigged it to not go off? Possibly. But the bottom line is this. This is not about the media not covering you or being too tough on you. This is not about the media, dividing people. Real journalists, which we don't have a lot of those, real journalism isn't about bringing together the people. It's about exposing corrupt fucks like you. Journalism isn't about bringing people together. It's about exposing corrupt, powerful entities who are harming society. It is about, in my view, delivering whatever justice you can to the people getting taken advantage of. This man seems to think that the media's role is to be a public relations agency for his reality show.